Would a narc go as far as to fake propose? I'm assuming it would be part of future faking tactics. I would say some narcissistic people will absolutely get down on bended knee to keep you from leaving. They would definitely get down on bended knee and, beg you to stay. Please, I'm gonna marry you. Yeah, Lee, he married the girl he cheated with. Well,
Hello.
what's up? Say, how you doing? Gary?
Sorry.
Sorry. What's up?
I'm just asking because I've been with a narcissist for 8 years, and I'm just helping other people answer their questions. It's it's a mind blowing. It's like therapy. Like I did ask it goes on from mentally their past trauma of what they deal with family members, and they bring it to other partners they have, and it's all about them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's bad. They will break you down mentally, physically, emotionally, financially.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm glad I'm out of the situation. I tried to help the situation. It was bad. I just had to get away from it.
You try to help, how so?
Like by talking to them, trying to understand like where they coming from, so that I can like better understand why they interact, why they act the way they act. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm giving advice for people like I best bet if they start to get real bad and toxic, my best advice is to run, get away, like as fast as you can, get away, go to a family member or something. Like it's that bad.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's situation is generally going to be different, but the toxicity is going to be there with in most relationships with narcissistic people. It's going to be toxic in some way, shape, or form. So it just really just depends on people, because everybody. I know somebody just said walk away with no contact. That's easier said than done.
Yeah,
In
it
certain
is.
situations, because some people have kids and things like that. Some people have kids. Some people have been stay-at-home parents for an extended period of time, so don't have access to money. So it's just like a lot of moving pieces. Everybody's situation is, different. I know somebody just said, it's not always that bad. What is it? It said it's not always that bad. I mean,
True, narcissists
that's
do need
subjective.
love too, but at the same
Yeah.
time, they need to love themselves first to figure out if they actually can love somebody else. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because everybody have their own mental problems when it comes to being around a narcissist situation. Because my father and my mom are narcissists. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And I had to deal with it for a very long time. And the best decision I made was making a distance away from them and give myself help to like understand why they act the way they act.
Yeah. I mean, but generally, but I said that because you decided to work on yourself, which is outstanding in and of itself, because a lot of people don't go get help. And yeah, do narcissists need love? Yeah, but not if they're hurting people. That's why I always feel like some
Right.
people, especially on this platform, you see a lot of people that take the side of the narcissist. Hey, look, narcissists are hurt people too, and they need love. And I'm just like, fuck that. Like if they're actively hurting people, they don't need love from you.
Oh,
Like a
my
lot of
ex
times it's
was
best for
a narcissist. Her, my ex's
you're more
mom
than
was a
welcome to choose
narcissist.
yourself.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying you're more than welcome to choose yourself. Like I said, so many people are just like, oh, narcissist this, narcissist that. It's so ableist. I mean, I have narcissistic personality disorder, and I understand that if I'm actively hurting people, you don't have to stay around me. You're not required to give me love. You can leave. You see what I'm saying? But some people don't feel that way. Hey, Becky, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for
Good
joining.
night. Good night, all the way from the Caribbean.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
I have seen someone come from a home that seemed to be healthy, and regardless of that fact, they still behave the way they behave. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter if his mother was concerned or his family members are concerned, and he always blames someone else for whatever he does. he never takes accountability. Never, ever, ever.
Yeah.
Recently I commented on one of your TikTok posts about condoms. Now, we have been in an on and off relationship for 5 years.
Okay.
And after we had our son, I decided like this year to remove a contraceptive device from my body because it was having complications.
Yeah.
And I asked or would have indicated to him, if it is we have to continue sleeping together, I want to use condoms. And that became a problem. I became the problem because I set a boundary, because I'm no longer interested in having kids with him, because obviously I've seen over the last 5 to 4 years what you could do or what you don't do. As a result of that, we had a structured situation where I work at nights from time to time, three
Okay.
nights out of the week, and he's supposed to have the child those 3 nights.
Yeah.
And so now it's total ghost because I decide I want to have a boundary because I want to have respect for my body. I'm not interested in procreating with him again.
Yeah.
So other than the ghosting, I mean, I'm not blocked on anything, but he is not accepting calls as it relates to having the child with him on those nights. So he's either trying to force me not to work or force me to stress on who would babysit for me.
I mean, I mean, both things could be true in that situation. And I know you just said he had a good home life. I mean, some people, I mean, behind the scenes is kind of subjective, but there could be a genetic predisposition to having a personality disorder or some type of mental health stuff. So you could come from a perfectly healthy 2-parent household where you get raised right and you still turn out with narcissistic traits, because some people are genetically predispositioned for it, because some things are it's kind of like in your bloodline sometimes and whatnot. And yeah, he is actively trying to make your life harder on purpose because you did set a boundary. And does he want more kids? Does he want more?
Well, in said conversation, I would have asked him, so, okay, if I become pregnant, what do we do? Are we having an abortion or are we keeping the child? And he says, keep. But just in this same conversation, you ghost me after telling me, well, okay, it's okay if we have other kids. But
Yeah.
then the child that we do have, where is he now? That is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah. There's some wildness
He
right there.
has
So I
his
just feel like
purposely
he's
trying
trying
to
to.
make he is in fact, it doesn't matter. And if I say, well, why is it so important to you? Why it's okay for you to try to destroy me? Why are you trying to stress me out? Why are you making things harder for me? And he would ask me the same question. And to me, it's like a rhetoric. When he says, do you think I don't like you? Or do you feel I hate you? Or do you think I'm trying to make your life a living hell? It's a rhetoric.
It sounds like it is.
Manipulation. That's manipulation right there. Because my ex narcissist said the same thing.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like he kind of tells us, like, you think I'm trying to
Yeah.
make your life harder? Yeah, your actions say you're trying to make my life harder. Like you just said,
Yeah.
if we have a kid, we gonna keep it, but you're not actively participating with the child we have now. So that's wildness right there, just in and of itself. Trying to see that like his actions and his words are not matching up, which is which can be very very typical with a lot of narcissistic people, just in and of itself. You know what I mean? Just personality wise, just trying to deal with it and whatnot.
I,
But yeah, that
I got
happens.
a
It happens
question.
quite a bit. Yeah.
So the question is, why do narcissists get mad when you call them out? Like, are you a narcissist? And they get really, really mad. So why?
Because narcissism is like it's a slur now.
They
There's
said, no,
not.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I
Yeah,
was like,
I mean,
oh my God.
because there's nothing positive associated with being a narcissist. You see what I'm saying? So why would you want to be that? Why would you want somebody to call you that? You see, it's just like, why would I want to be a narcissist? It's like it's literally a derogatory term right now. Like call somebody a narcissist is like is you calling them evil pretty much. You know what I mean? So yeah, they will take offense to that. And I know you get some people just like, well, Lee, it's kind of your fault. You making narcissists seem like bad people. No, yeah,
And he
I
also has a
literally.
mental
Who?
problem, like a mental my ex
Um,
narcissist.
he has a mental
And
problem.
yeah,
How
like
so?
he takes medication
Oh, geez.
to, calm down. But doesn't
Uh,
take them.
like Ritalin or something like that.
Like Sertraline, what was the other one? He pretty much he said it made him feel like a zombie or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it makes them feel bad, but sometimes if they're not on it, they start to kind of
Antidepressant,
get
there we
wild.
go. Antidepressant, there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So it gets in that situation. Ruthie, welcome to the chat. Welcome.
Oh,
Good
hello,
night. Good night.
ladies. Hello, host. Thank you
Hello.
so much for having me. Huge fan of your content. You've
So,
changed so many people's lives around me for dealing with their relationships. And it's just a pleasure to finally meet you. Thank you so much.
hey,
And I'm just curious if we could talk because I see some people in the comments that are saying, "Why didn't you leave?" And I know I hear that a lot when we talk about abuse. And I was just wondering if we could discuss the reasons why it's so hard to leave a narcissist and what
so
that
Trauma
does to the
bond.
victim.
yeah.
The trauma bond.
I mean, trauma bonding is part of it, though. I mean, being addicted to somebody, and when you're in an emotionally abusive, relationship, it gets very, very difficult to leave a lot of it because you're emotionally connected to this person. Like somebody, well, I don't know who said it, but the trauma bond is real, where you get bonded to somebody through like literally emotional abuse and trauma. Like you're bonded to this person, it becomes like damn near an addiction, like a drug addiction to this person, and how hard it is to kick a drug addiction. You can see it every day, but it's like being addicted to a person. So when people say, I used to be one of those people, just leave. Like your relationship sounds horrible, just leave. But then you get deeper into it and you understand the human mind. It works differently when you're in an abusive relationship, especially domestic violence and emotionally abusive relationships. It gets very, very difficult to leave because you feel like this person is part of you. Sometimes it feels like you can't, like literally, when you hear people say, "I can't live without you," they feel like they're going to die. It's literally like you trying to withdraw off of heroin or something like that. Sometimes, or like you trying to kick a illicit substance or something along those lines, right there. You know what I mean? So it can be very hard. And I know if people don't understand what you're going through, the easiest thing to say would be just, "Hey, just leave." So it is late. Yeah, it is getting this place.
I mean, it's easy said and
I
done. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
sweetie. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's easy said and done to like, hey, go ahead and leave because it's toxic relationship, right? But there's so much like effects to it though. Like you put yourself into it mentally, physically, emotionally just to help that person. Like I try to like hopefully change that person to a better person. That's the reason I didn't leave, and I still had like I loved that person at the time. But then I realized I got to like realization like you can't love somebody if they don't really love you back, and they keep using you for everything else, mentally, physically, emotionally, thinking everything's okay, but really in reality, when they have that manic attacks, and that's why I was like, you know what, I'd rather live than die. You get what I'm saying? So leaving is easy said and done, but once you into a long relationship with that person, it's hard because you still love that person or still care about that person. You get what I'm saying?
How do you get that affection or that connection to just go away? Oh, how?
It,
How?
it, it takes
I
time.
have.
That's another one of those like subtle things right there. It does take time to break that connection when you're bonded to a person like that. The first thing you have to start doing is actually absolutely start telling yourself the truth. You absolutely have to start telling yourself the truth that you've done all that you can do, and this person is not good for you. I think a lot of people like lie to themselves and just say, "Hey, I could change this person. Hey, I could make this person if I could change this about this person, they'll be perfect for me. If I could change something about myself, we can work together." You start lying to yourself. Like seriously, you really, really have to start telling yourself the truth and telling yourself a better story. You have to reform the story that you're telling yourself because a lot of people take on the blame that the relationship is going downhill because of themselves. It's like, well,
Take
I'm
the
not good enough.
boss
I'm not
ditch
me.
for the roses. I'm not doing that. Ooh, it smells good. I ain't doing all that.
No,
No.
roses. No, this is not the AI chat, y'all. It's like roses. No,
Roses smell so good. Thank you for the
So,
roses.
thank you for the
Can't do it.
roses.
so
No,
it got to the point where we had this really huge blow up in front of like some family members and some of his acquaintances. And I told him, he said, leave me alone. So I was like, well, I don't want you. I don't want to be with you. You behave like I am the one chasing after you. And like 2 days after, he's like, you really tell me what happened? And please, you see the hoovering stuff?
hmm
Jeez. The
yeah,
hoovering, he really good at that. So my idea is if I'm not with you, I don't want to sleep with you. If you're not gonna be my husband, I don't want to sleep with you. And it was just like a whole week or two of breaking me down just for what is the sex? What is the issue with the sex? Why
It was
do
something he
they have
told
to
you.
break you down to get it? I think that it's used as a manipulation tactic or a
Yep.
degrading tactic. Like it's not about an enjoyment for them, it's conquering. I want
yeah.
to break you down.
Mentally,
What
physically,
do you think
emotionally.
about that?
I mean, it's just like a lot of times they want to claim ownership over you, especially with the sexual connection and things of that nature. They absolutely want to claim ownership over your body. So just because I don't want to be in a relationship
Hey,
with you
Miguel.
doesn't mean I don't want to sleep with you. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that part has to stop because they still see you as a lot of times they see you as an object in their lives, and they want you in their life under their terms. So I want you in my life on my terms, not on your terms. You don't get to set. It's like the terms and conditions. It's just like you have to sign a contract, a mental contract or an emotional contract to be in a toxic relationship with a narcissistic person. It's just like I want you in my life, but only on my terms. And my terms say no condoms. Hey, if we have a baby, fuck it. I'm not gonna take care of it. You gotta be. You see what I'm saying? Those are his terms and conditions and things like that. But it gets into that spot right there. But like you don't, if you're not together in a relationship and you still sleep with them, you're opening yourself up to that right there. So I just feel like you have a choice not to sleep with them, especially if they're not. It's like you're rewarding if you're still fucking with them after they break up with you or treat you horribly. It's like you're rewarding bad behavior. It's just like, okay, you can treat me badly, but you can still have access to my body. So it does fall into your hands that you can cut that part of it off. You know, so they still want to claim ownership over you. So you have control if your body keep the cat away.
Lee, but what is it about them telling you you're crazy though? Even if you okay, I think Arunia mentioned I don't know, somebody mentioned unmasking. What is the issue with being unmasked, other people to see? And I consider like the sex thing,
The
like you
Mac.
want
You
other
mean
people to know after we have this blow up and I tell you I don't want to be with you, then you want people to see us together for them to say she's foolish. She didn't tell him yesterday she's not interested, and now she's sleeping with him.
I mean, but that's all,
To
that
make
that falls onto you right there though, because I just feel like they like a lot of narcissistic people like making you look stupid because they don't look stupid. You do. You just like if you're talking bad about him and you still allow him access to you, you look bad, not me. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh damn, Becky got some shit going on with her. Like she keep talking junk about this man, but she keep going back to him. They're going to blame you because you look bad. I don't. You know what I mean? That narcissistic person is probably reveling in that and feeling good about themselves that everybody else is against me and I still get you. I still win. I still have control over you because no matter what I do to you, you still take me back. So it does fall into you. And like I said, my reputation as a diagnosed narcissist is extremely important to me. So I want to protect my reputation at all costs. So if you're talking shit about me and you take me back, that negates everything you said about me. Am I really that bad if you keep taking me back? You mean, am I really this bad of a person if you continuously taking me back? So it makes you look bad. I'm okay. I'm fine. You know what I mean? My reputation is good now because you keep accepting me back into your life. So like I said, that's when you have to kind of put your foot down and stop control. It falls back into you, just in those spaces. Mm-mm-mm.
What do you
Miguel,
do
I'm
with
trying to add
kids
like
in
three
that?
times, dude.
What do you do with the kids in that
Kid,
scenario?
so the kid situation is very unique because everybody's situation is very everybody's situation can be different with the kids. I just feel like, yeah, if you're working third shift or overnight or something like that, and then you have kids with this person, they're supposed to watch them, and they don't, it kind of falls onto you again. You see what I'm saying? What are you gonna do about it? You can't force them to get the kids, you know, especially if they're refusing to. So it's just very different. Everybody's situation can be very unique in that space. What's going on, Miguel? Welcome, man.
Hi guys, how can I call you? Lee?
Hello.
You hear me? What's up?
It's your name is Lee?
Yes.
Yeah, so like I have some questions. You say yourself, I saw some videos of you, you say that you are a narcissist. And I do think my ex was one, and I believe that because she did some weird stuff that I've never seen before. Like she usually would call other people ugly. Like she never said that another woman was beautiful. She always said that other women were ugly, you know? So like I will send her a video with woman and she will say, what a weird video, all the women are ugly there, or some stuff like that. I would ask her like, what do you think about the city? And she will say, oh, ugly and short and etc. So she
Yeah.
would make a lot of very physical comments,
Yeah.
like
Could could there be
making other.
narcissism? Yeah. Could there be narcissism? Yeah. They also could be just her insecurities bubbling to the surface where she sees beautiful women or beautiful people and it makes her feel bad
Um,
about herself. You know what I mean? It could
yeah,
be that as well.
another thing, like she will never be into listening my stuff. I had to be like always available to hear her stuff, her problems, but whenever I had a problem, she would always say for me to fix my problem. She will never be into listening my situation. She will like tell me whenever you are good, come to me, and so she will never show interest in being together with me with my personal problems, but I had to be always available for her.
Yeah. I mean,
uh,
that's part of like they're right there, just in and of itself could be part of the double standards that exist in, toxic relationship spaces where my problems matter, but yours don't. You mean
yeah,
my problems are going to come before yours, and your emotions or your problems become an inconvenience to the relationship space, just in and of
yeah.
itself. It's just like anytime you have a problem, it's an inconvenience. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Anytime something goes on,
yeah,
it rattles the cages and stuff like that. So yeah, you can experience an extremely emotional disconnect being in a toxic relationship.
true, true.
Especially with a woman
I
narcissistic.
mean,
Those special.
I'm not sure if she was warned, but she has a lot of traits of one. So, for example, at her personal work, uh, she would only, how can I say, she will only please the ones above her, you know? She will not do anything to people below her. She will only please like her boss. And so one time I asked her why she was doing that, and she said because he's the one that can raise my salary.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah. As again, could they be narcissism? Yeah, possibly, but it also gets into the space where she's only interested in dealing with people that can serve her in some way, shape, or form. You know, if she,
She,
people that can help her out. It's just like if this doesn't serve
she,
me, I don't want to. If you don't benefit my life, I don't want to. I don't really want to deal with it. In these,
yeah,
are y'all still together?
No,
Okay.
it's been 2 months now. And in the end, in the end, she like took a revenge of me, and she affected my personal life, and it's like a vendetta, if you wanna say.
Yeah.
She affected my personal life in a way
You broke
that's
up
the
with her?
only yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Vengeance.
But she took revenge, and she affected my personal life, and that's the only thing that still affects me.
Yeah.
Not the feelings, but the thing that she did to me. But I don't know, because for example, when we broke up, she started talking with people that she knew that will make me jealous, and she was thinking bad of them. And then when we broke up, she tried to be friends of them. So I don't know, it's many things that make me believe that she can be a narcissist. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't say it for sure because I'm not
Yeah. So I would focus on the
psychologist, but
yeah. I wouldn't necessarily focus on the word narcissist. Focus on the behaviors more than anything. You know what I mean? I feel like the behaviors are more important. If the behaviors, you don't have to diagnose her, of course, but the
yeah,
behaviors
yeah,
are the most important. The behaviors are the most important thing you should focus on in this space. You just say, hey, look, these behaviors are narcissistic. Do I want to tolerate these behaviors? Do I want to be around these behaviors? Do I want these behaviors as part of my life? If the answer is no, then you might have to put your running shoes on and like you said you did. But when you do leave relationships with narcissistic people, they will seek vengeance on you. Like you hurt, how dare you hurt my feelings? How dare you
yeah,
do this? So yeah,
yeah,
they would try to ruin your life. Some of them will hyper focus on trying to ruin your life.
because like I didn't knew nothing about narcissistic people before, so like this is like everything is new to me.
Yeah,
I didn't knew before what was a narcissistic person. Um, she tried to make contact with me actually
yeah,
during the breakup, and when she tried to make contact with me, she was like, "You will never find someone like me." She came like searching for validation, like forcing me to say that she was still beautiful, sending me like uh, pictures, like personal pictures, trying to me say that she was still beautiful, or like still trying to find for validation from me, and say that I will never find someone beautiful like her.
yeah.
That was the last
But
conversation
so
that we had.
So when she's saying things like that to you, like you never find somebody as beautiful as me, I feel like that's a fear of hers. Just being real
That
with you, that ends up being a
that
fear right there. Just like, hey,
that was
I'm afraid of
yeah.
you doing this, so don't do this. You know what I mean? And
That
sending you pictures. Again, I just feel like what you described. Yeah, she's definitely, if she's doing that type of stuff like that, yeah, she's definitely like Scott just said, emotionally manipulative. But also, she's super insecure and afraid that you're going to move on and find somebody else. I do feel like I
Yeah,
feel that.
I don't know, because I find it a bit weird that you are a narcissist, and like I saw some of your videos and you say yourself that you are one, and how do you feel about things?
Yeah.
And for example, before me, she was married, and her husband
Yeah.
was like having some doubts about having kids, and her reaction was like to break up. She didn't try to like talk with him and try to see like, why don't you want to have kids, or why are you having some doubts about having kids. She just broke up with him, and
Yeah. I mean, just that
she
space right
just
there.
told him, I don't want to talk with you anymore in my
Yeah.
life.
That might not be narcissistic right there. That might be something. That might just be. her being like, if you don't want kids and I do, I don't want to waste my time. You see what I'm saying? If I don't want kids, if I want kids and you're having second thought, I have a lot to apply. So you go move on and find somebody that wants to have kids.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I always saw like she was rejected and she doesn't like to be rejected.
Yeah.
And I think like narcissist people don't like to be
Yeah.
rejected.
That can definitely be part of it as well. That can definitely be part of it as well. Like that rejection does breed that anger. But again, it could also be just her, hey, I want kids, you don't. Why am I wasting my time? Like you can't really play with it. So I also feel that in that space right there. But like I said, I need to kind of change it up a little bit. So I'm gonna invite somebody else on to the live too though. So if you have any other questions, just shoot me a message. I got you, okay?
Okay,
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming on.
no problem. Thank
Boop,
you.
boop, 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 doo, 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 doo. I don't know how to do this, y'all. Bark, bark, bark. I don't know how to do this live, y'all. I don't know how to do the guest stuff. Doo, 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 doo. How do you do this? Okay. Boom. There you go. So, yeah. Can y'all still hear me? I got a
Lee,
few more. Yeah, I got a
this direct question for you.
Okay,
You
hit me.
say that you're diagnosed as a narcissist. Do you think that there are more men as narcissists than there are women?
I mean, statistically, yes, there are more men who are narcissists, but in narcissistic women more likely fall into the borderline category of being, more borderline personality disorder type and whatnot. You know what I mean? So that does happen as well. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm blessed. What's going on, man?
I'm doing quite all right, man. I hope you are.
I'm blessed.
Indeed, indeed.
What's
So
going?
listen, I have a question for you. Are you gonna respond to my question?
Well, I've been responding to everybody's questions.
I think you have. So I hope I'm not an anomaly. So here we go.
Preface this: I know him in real life, so if he says some bullshit, I know. I know him in real life, so just I'm a preface
Nah,
that.
I wasn't even gonna go in
All
that
right.
direction.
Okay,
I
I'm just
wasn't
like,
even gonna go in
I
that
know,
direction, bro.
I know you was going with it, but I was just like, where's he going with this?
Nah,
Yeah,
Wait, no. I seriously, bruh.
yeah.
Listen, and sometimes when I sit back and I like listen to because it's ironically enough, every time we see each other and every time we talk, we don't really talk about this.
No,
Right?
because it's real life. It's just like, hey, keep it moving.
Right. So listen, this is my question, and I've always thought this, but then I'll be like, like should I confide in him?
To
I
me?
don't know. But here we go. So my question is this. Just in general, right? Do you think it's a possibility? Like, first of all, I haven't been listening to any of the content or what you've been saying in this particular conversation, so I don't know if this question has already been answered, but here we go.
Yeah.
So do you think is a world that exists? Because in my opinion, I feel like the term narcissist has been like super overused and like put out of context a lot. And so my question is, do you think it's a space that exists where sometimes we can just simply disagree? We can just because I've had relationships. My last relationship, which you probably met. I wonder if you met her.
Maybe
From the girl from where you live at.
in Durham. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Anyways, long story short, bruh, like she would call me a narcissist. Now, maybe I am. Now, let me just start by saying maybe I am.
I don't know you. I don't think you are a narcissist.
Yeah,
do you
but
have
I
some,
do have
some
I
traits?
do
Yeah, you
have
got some traits here and there, but I don't think you
like
you
if like I
you
have
care
the
too much.
need to
You care.
prove that that whatever I'm saying,
Yeah.
I want validation for what I'm saying at
Yeah.
times, and I don't want to be dismissed or what I'm saying. And sometimes I think especially as a guy,
Yeah.
you have to toe this line between uh being politically correct and choosing your battles, but then sometimes it's kind of like, no, I'm not about to let you just get that off and I have nothing to say about it. You know what I'm saying? I just think that that's a weird space to live in. And if that makes me if that makes me a negative term, I'm gonna call it a negative term.
Yeah.
Then that's just what it is. But it definitely has to be a place that exists that it has to be a place that exists where just we simply disagree. I
Yeah.
view it this way, and sometimes I think it's certain issues that women have greater oversight on, and I think it's issues that men have a greater oversight on. And I don't think that it should be. I don't think a person should be called a negative term for for viewing life different, because we live in the same world, but we see the world completely differently. And yeah,
Yeah. So
that's my question. Is it a space that exists where you can just have a different opinion of
yeah.
than the person that you with,
Yeah,
and not be considered a negative term?
yeah, there's absolutely a space that exists in that, in just in that dynamic, in healthy relationships. You know what I mean? Just
It
in
was
that,
a long question,
yeah,
Jay.
it was the comments
Yeah,
that throw you off.
yeah,
But there's a space that you can exist in. You can just have disagreements. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
But go back to what you were saying again. Um, is the term narcissist overused? Yeah,
yeah.
probably. It definitely probably is. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But because like not everybody is a narcissist. I mean, that's just 100% honest. And that's why you hear me say in my videos, narcissistic people, because I
Hmm.
know not everybody is clinically diagnosed like I am or pathological like I am. A lot of people don't experience it in that way, you know. But are a lot of people narcissistic and can be toxic? Yeah, definitely. You know, I just think that a lot of people use the word narcissist to help. And I think the word narcissist has helped bring a lot of clarity to people's lives, though. You know,
Yeah.
in and of itself, it's just like, damn, I didn't know what I went through. This person was gaslighting me, lying to me, beat my ass, cheated on me with my brother, did all the other stuff, and somehow it was all my fault. They blame me for everything. That's just
And
not
see, when I and
me.
when I the people that you're talking about, see, I don't even classify them as narcissists, but that specific type of person, like, take me to any
I'm still right here, dog.
we could just look within our group of friends, and we
Yeah,
could just we could point them out. We know where they come from, how they rock, and like you could just pinpoint it, right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you a second question. I'm not even going to take it that long. Do you think statistically, more narcissistic people come from broken backgrounds like the hood, or like bad situations, or bad or single parent households and things of that nature?
I
So
feel
it
like
really,
it's for the parents. That's what
yeah,
I feel.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I was like, it really just kind of depends on the situation. 'Cause I think somebody earlier, I think Becky was saying earlier, you can come from a two-parent household, good background, and stuff
Hmm.
like that. But you can just have a genetic predisposition for a mental health issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like bipolar and like schizophrenia is passed down through the bloodline.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So you can be schizophrenic because your grandpa was schizophrenic, like my know, to his own life, and that's passed down through the bloodline. There's nothing that I can be raised perfectly and still end up with a personality.
It's all in the power of blood, bro.
Yeah, that was saying
Me, I
it just
have
gets
to
into that
agree
space.
with you with that because two of my kids, my teens, the two of them behave similarly to them, like their fathers. My son, he is he is unusually provoking, and his father does that. As an adult, he does things purposely to other people to make them get upset. And my daughter, her
Yeah.
father was a liar, a pathological liar, and
Oh
I
goodness.
see that she does that. And
Yeah.
I could tell every time I have to interact with them on things that are in the negative, in the back of my mind, I'm like, have I been contributed to this on a genetic level? Am I a part of this? It's
I mean,
scary to look at.
yeah. I mean, just in that space, though. I mean, if you contributed to it on a genetic level, there's nothing. What can you do about it? You can't change your genes. You see what I'm saying? There's literally nothing you can do about it in that space right there. But like I said, you could it? Yeah. I just feel like everybody's situation is going to be different. I just feel like a lot of people. And that's what I've been trying to contribute to. I want more people to go to therapy if that's what they're open to work on themselves, to have a healthier existence, so we can have healthy relationships. Where it's just a disagreement, like Joe was saying a few minutes ago, it can just be a disagreement as opposed to rage and silent treatment and domestic violence and shit like that. It doesn't have to get to that point. And that's why, like me personally, I've been in therapy for so long now. It's helped me, alter my behaviors and not my brain chemistry, because my mind still works the same way. I'm still ragey, and I might be
Oh
really.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, bro.
You think it's full
Honestly,
of love?
we should go to therapy together, bro. We should do a therapy session together. What you think?
a therapy session together. Therapy get very, very personal
Bro,
to a
I have a
deeper level
personal
like that.
encounter with you that I just cannot shake, bro. It hurts
Uh,
inside.
you know Miss Goosey, bro. It's been 20 years now, so it's been 20 years.
Trauma comes from within, bro. You just talked about your grandfather.
It's been 20 years. That's
Bro,
funny. That's funny.
I'm gonna
But you
get off
see,
here, bro. I'm gonna let you do your thing, cause bro, I could get real disruptive.
oh no, all right, man. I appreciate you coming on, though, dog.
All right, my guy.
All right.
All right.
Do you love? Do you love?
Who, me?
Yep.
Do I love? Yes, I love. I can love. Yes.
Did
I
it come with therapy or it's in you to love?
I've always been able to love even before therapy. I just feel like a lot of narcissistic people themselves don't know how to deal with love in a healthy way. They don't know how to take love, and they don't know how to receive love, and they don't know how to give love. That's the problem. And that becomes extremely problematic in their lives, especially when they're emotionally dysregulated. You know what I mean? I've always been able to love. It's just that my relationships can be highly volatile. Even the relationship with my kids, my mom, dad, brothers, like you just said, that's one of my oldest friends right there. I've been friends with him since we've been knowing each other, damn, probably 30 years. Um, but you see it just in that space. So I've always been able to love. It's just, love comes with a cost when you're dealing with narcissistic people. It does come with a cost attached to it. It has a higher price tag. You're gonna pay more to deal with a narcissist. But don't let, like I said, don't let what I just said keep you. If you think like, well, Lee said he can love, so please don't. You know what I mean? Don't do that.
I had my ex-husband, well, I'm divorced. My ex-husband was physically abusive. But if I have to be honest, he is nothing in comparison to this guy. This guy is actually worse
Oh goodness. I mean, oh
because,
wow, really?
yes, really, this guy is worse. If I have to compare, I can't say that my ex-husband, who was physically abusive, is a narcissist. I mean, he's toxic, but I
Mhm.
cannot actually say that he's a narc. I can really
They
say
don't.
this
They,
dude.
they don't have to be a narcissist. Like I was telling, they don't have. They. It's easier if you can label them that, but all the time it's just the behaviors. As I said, just focus on those behaviors. And what I just say, it does make sense that sometimes physical abuse, you can your physical wounds can heal. The emotional shit lasts for a long time. You know what I mean? The emotional abuse can last for an extended period of time, especially you, like I said, you have children and whatnot. That can last longer. You know. It is just wild because that physical abuse. I've talked to so many people over the last few years. I probably talked to 3,000-4,000 people, dealing with toxic relationships and things like that over the last few years, which has helped me increase my knowledge base. That's why I said people, and that's where you get a lot of narcissistic people that just say, "Hey, Lee, hey, I never put my hands on you. Hey, I never hit you. At least I didn't hit you. You know what I mean? They do everything except hit you, but they fuck you up more sometimes. They leave a bigger mark on your life than the people that hit you. Because they gaslight you, they manipulate you, they can throw off your brain chemistry a little bit. You know.
I would say mine would try to hit me with an iron across my
Oh dear
face.
Lord, gotta hit you with an iron.
And then like I don't know, okay, he may be like bisexual, but you don't know that.
I mean,
You know what
could
I
could there
mean?
be some? Could there be some
And
truth to that right
he
there? Possibly.
is it a trade where it's also a trade? I realized that from a narcissist that they will bring up past things they already know about to your face. And then also after he said what he said, he threw a Sprite in my face in front of kids and my best friend.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's just actually current. It actually happened like a few months ago. So yeah.
Yeah, that's rough right there. So I mean, I don't like I
And then he
said.
came over the next day, act like nothing ever happened.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
because
like,
he's embarrassed. That's one of the things that they super embarrassed. So
he
they would act
brought
like nothing
over
happened.
like cooking utensils to my house. I was like, why did you bring? Dude, I had people will fight you. They will fight you. You're 5'8". Okay, like he's 5'8". You know, he's short. He a little dude. You know what I mean?
We don't hate shame over here. We love our short kings.
I know. It's okay. I'm just saying it's just specifically him, not the other people saying. I just don't understand like how they do it and act like nothing
Yeah,
ever happened and then make you look you're crazy.
yeah.
All this time I thought I was crazy, but I wasn't.
Yeah, it does. Like I said, it does leave a mark on you, though. But yeah, I do have to hop off here. I know my little timer done went off and everything, so I do have to hop off. Thank y'all for hopping onto the live. Like seriously, I enjoyed the conversation and whatnot. Thank y'all for great questions, great conversation, and all the other good stuff. If y'all have any other questions, y'all can always shoot me a message too, though. You know, you could absolutely shoot me a message. But I say I will probably be live again tomorrow night for the same type of thing. So if y'all want to come back tomorrow night, I'll probably be on longer tomorrow than today. Because like today, I have like a specific time. I have me a kitchen timer right here, so I can just be on here for 30 minutes, and then went off for a while. You know, when I was chatting. But seriously, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming on. Hop on tomorrow if y'all want to. Seriously.
All right, Lee, have a good night.
All right. Thank y'all. Seriously.
Yep.
Peace. What is going on, beautiful people? Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video, watching it all the way through, y'all. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, y'all. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a video and whatnot, and so we can help reach more people. Like I said in the beginning, the self-love brand is available. I have a self-love journal that's available on Amazon as well to help you rebuild that self-love. Lee Hammock, I Love Me on Amazon and whatnot. I also do one-on-ones over Zoom and such as well, y'all. Like and subscribe for more. Until this is out.